So we are going to look at the situation 2 and 3 under the let out house. As we already seen situation 1, where the let out house was given, and there was no any arrears of rent, and there was no vacancy. So complete 1 year rent you received under situation 1. We have discussed the sum, and also we have solved the sum earlier. Now we are going to look at the situation 2 and 3. Now what is situation 2? Situation 2 says when there is you have a let out house, and it there which involves the unrealized rent, okay. So when you say that there is an unrealized rent, what is the unrealized rent? Unrealized rent means the rent which is unable to recover from the tenant by the owner is called as unrealized rent. So when you call as it is unable to recover, for that it should get to satisfy few conditions. Otherwise the owner will show to the income tax department, I gave let out but I couldn't realize any amount, he say. That's the reason income tax authorities had said, in order to say that your rent is unrealized rent, the following conditions should be satisfied: that tenant is not in occupation, tenant is not having any work, and is not paying, is not assessee of any income tax, and hence then only you can consider that tenant has not paid the rent to the owner, or the defaulting tenant has vacated, or steps have been taken to vacate the tenant. So he vacated, or he is unable to pay the house, so he already vacated, and we thought to take a legal action on that particular tenant, but we found that it is useless because he is not working and he is already vacated and we can't recover it. That amount is when this condition satisfied, we call it as unrealized rent. Now how to calculate this while calculating annual rental value in the step 3 for calculation of GAV, the ARV we are going to calculate. So at that time, rent per month, suppose if it is 12 months, from that how many months he has not paid, that amount should be deducted. Okay, outstanding rent cannot be considered as unrealized rent. So just now, or in the previous sum, we have did one sum where he has not paid, we said, but it is not that not paid does not mean that it is a unrealized rent. It is an only outstanding rent. In order to call as unrealized rent, the tenant should have been vacated, the tenant should have not working anymore, and even if we take any legal action, we are not going to get anything from him. When that conditions has been fulfilled, we call as unrealized rent. So outstanding rent is not an unrealized rent. So this is the condition to be satisfied to call as an unrealized rent. So under situation 2, you gave a rent, you gave a let out of your house for 12 months. Say example, 10 months you received rent, 2 months you couldn't receive a rent, and that fellow already vacated, and there is no use. If you take a legal action on him also, you can't recover the amount, then that amount is considered as an unrealized rent. Okay, now this unrealized rent might have the two conditions. That is, suppose if this unrealized rent was deducted from actual rent in the previous year, during the current previous year, then that amount is not allowed to be deductions anymore. Then the actual amount of arrears received is treated as income from house property, and no deductions are allowed under section 23 or 24. That means here, if you have already showed, you have already been deducted earlier from actual rental value. Now, if you have received maybe in the previous year what you have unrealized, if that has been received in the current year, then no more deductions will be allowed. Second, situation 2, where you have not been shown in the income from house property, you haven't deducted, then now if you received, then he is eligible for standard deduction of 30%. So this is two things that you have to keep it in your mind. Now, how to calculate for the when there is unrealized rent, how to calculate income from house property? Same step one, calculating gross annual value. So here you know that directly you will not go to gross annual value. You will do first you will find out ERV, expected rental value, AERV. Then AERV will be compared with the under step 3 for calculating the GAV. So you take AERV or ERV. If standard rent is given, you will call as AERV. If standard rent is not been given, you call it as ERV. Whichever is, or you take actual rent value. How will you take actual rent value? So in the given problem, 10 or 12 months, 10 months you received, 12 months you are not going to, 1 month it is outstanding, and other 1 month you are not going to recover at all. No way. So in such a scenario, that should be minus. Then deduct the municipal tax and give him deductions under section 24. Okay. So this is how you have to calculate for when you are computing income from a house property when there is unrealized rent. Okay. Then we have situation 3, let out house when house is vacant for some period during the previous year, but there was no unrealized rent. There is no unrealized rent, but house is vacant for certain days. Now, when you call that house is vacant, house is where to call that house is vacant in the previous year, the following points must be satisfied, or following points you have to take into care, into consideration. There is loss due to vacant of the house. Whatever the loss you incurred, that you can be taken, or unrealized rent or bad rent. Unrealized rent is nothing but bad rent, where there is no scope of recovering that rent. Or if any cost of amenities, facilities provided to that tenant, that also can be taken. Like what are those facilities? Like water, no, facilities means like lift facilities, or where you provide any watchman. For that, if you are going to collect some amount, that amount can be taken here. Or any tenant's personal obligation towards like water, gas bill paid by the owner. If the owner is paying for that, then you can deduct it in the let out house while calculating the ARE. Okay. So here again, I'm starting directly from GAV, calculating GAV. That first 2 steps you are aware. That is calculating ARV, step 1, step 2, calculating AERV, step 3, calculating gross annual value. How to calculate the gross annual value? Whichever is the higher of the following, that is standard. What is that? ERV, ERV minus or actual rental value. Suppose if it rental value you gave it for 12 months, but there is a vacant for 2 months, that is called vacancy loss. So you should take only 10 months amount. Now you have to compare these two. If this among these two, whichever is higher, that will become your GAV. For example, expected rental value is 3 lakhs, ARV is also 3 lakhs, rental value is 3 lakhs, but vacant for 12 months when you calculate 3 lakhs, but 2 months there was vacant 25,000, 50,000 minus it. So it is becoming ARV is 2 lakhs 50,000, ERV is becoming 3 lakhs. Between these two, whichever is higher, normally we take. But if actual rental value is less because of vacancy, then GAV will become ARV. So here actually ERV also 3 lakhs, ARV also 3 lakhs. But because of vacancy, 50,000 is getting deducted. It has becoming 2 lakhs 50,000. This 2 lakhs 50,000 ARV has becoming less than ERV because of vacancy. When ARV is becoming less because of vacancy, ARV is going to become your GAV. Is it clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay. So that is going to become your GAV. GAV is equal to ARV. And step 2, deduct municipal taxes paid by the owner but not by the tenant, and then allowing the deductions under section 24. So these are the 2 steps are the two computation procedures which you have to consider while under say situation 2 and situation 3. So it is very simple, not to be get complicated much. In situation 2, there is unrealized rent. When there is unrealized rent, how to call as an unrealized rent? You made effort to collect the rent, but that rent has become bad rent. Then that amount you deduct. Is it for 2 months or 3 months? So deduct that, and that you show as ARV. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, when it comes to the situation 3, in the ARV, again, because of vacancy, whatever the how many months rent you lost, that much of rent you minus it from 12 months. Suppose 3 months vacant. So from 12 months, deduct 3 months vacant, you take only 9 months. If that ARV is less because of this, due to the vacancy, then take that ARV itself as a GAV. Only these 2 points you have to consider when you are calculating, when you are doing the sum under situation 2 and situation 3. Okay. Any doubts, guys?